From HometownNewsNow.com, this is Update News on 96.7 The Eagle. Welcome to Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle, LaPorte County's original social media. Sound Off is a public interest forum that encourages your voice to be heard on the topics and issues impacting our local communities. We invite you to be part of the conversation by calling or texting 219-362-0522. You may also email your questions to soundoff at 967theeagle.com. This is a topic-based program, and we ask that you keep your comments brief, concise, and related to the topic being discussed. The views expressed on Sound Off are those of the hosts or callers and do not represent the opinion of 96.7 The Eagle, Spoon River Media, LLC, or the sponsors. The on-air line is now open for your calls or texts at 219-362-0522. And now, Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle.
And a pleasant good afternoon on this Friday. Welcome to Sound Off. I'm Stan Maddox. Today, we have a guest in our studios. It's our very own Dennis Siddall.
Oh,
Dennis
boy.
will be conducting the 23rd annual Roofsit next Friday, raising money, helping to raise money for Deserving Children's Christmas Shopping Tour. 23 years now. That's hard to believe. Are you ready to go again this year, Dennis?
I am, and I just want to say thanks for doing your homework, Stan, knowing that it was 23 years. Appreciate that.
You know, we're always digging around here, making sure we're prepared.
Yes, you are. No, we're gearing up. It's coming up a week from today, and I can't believe it's 23 years that we've been doing it. Was something that just started out as an idea back 23 years ago with myself, and we're at that time working with the LaPorte JCs, and we hooked up with them because I had found out about, thanks to Jim Shaw. Jim Shaw's the one that directed me to the JCs, and he's the one that said, I've got somebody to talk to, and we went and talked to them, and they said yes, and then I came back here to the station, and at that time, talking with Ken Coe, and Ken loved the idea, thought, let's do this. And, the last part of the piece of the puzzle was getting permission from Jan Rose. At that time, Jan and the family owned the building here. And Jan was just, from the word go to. He had a recliner up there for me, a bucket with toilet paper, too. He held up on the roof for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you use the bucket?
No, I did not use the bucket.
Okay.
No, but it was a good joke. But, and Jan was the last piece, and he said, let's do this, and been going ever since.
Wow, yeah, 23 years. Hey, if you have any questions or any comments you want to make with Dennis as our guest today, our Sowers Buick GMC Hon Air line and text line 3620522. So give us a jingle, and we'll put you right here on Sound Off. So 23 years, the Roofsit next Friday from 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. Dennis will be on the roof here, encouraging people to come on down and donate to the Deserving Children's Christmas Shopping Tour. Of course, people will be outside the radio station here collecting the money, so all you really got to do is pull up in your car, drop off the money, and there you go. It's that simple. We got a telephone call. Let's take that. You're on Sound Off with Dennis Siddall as our guest today.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing that you do, Dennis. I have
Thank
a
you.
question for you, though.
Sure.
I remember when you first started this out, you used to sit on that roof day and night.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, well, you never considered maybe doing it instead of for a week, maybe for 3 days? Or I know you guys make up the money pretty much in a day now, but, it's I kind of like that, seeing you go by there and seeing you up there at nighttime. That was pretty neat.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I can explain that real easy. I did, for those of you that didn't know, I would go up. It first started out on a Thursday, and we went Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It started out, excuse me. But over the years, the things have changed. One year I got pelted with the shack that we had, or I called it the condo, with paintballs. We had people trying to climb up when I was out there at night, up on the roof. And it was suggested at the time by the local police department for me not to go up there anymore because they just, nobody was here to watch for me. don't get me wrong, the police, especially city, would go through. A lot of the county officers would, because I know them. And, but somebody couldn't just be here to watch, because I did. Overnight, I would get as much sleep as I could. So that's when that stopped. But I would actually sleep in my office at night. I'd still be here for all 3 days, but I would sleep in the office inside the building. Then the pandemic hit. Once that came in, I didn't want to stop. Neither did those that have helped me throughout the years, our what I call our board of directors. And they turned around and we all said, okay, we could do this. We can do this. We'll wear masks. We even got fish nets. And that's how we collected money. We'd stick the fish net in somebody's car or just by there, and people would drop it in there. So, because at that time, don't touch anybody, don't breathe on anybody, yada, yada. And we went to 1 day. And after that first time, it's like, okay. And believe me, when I say this, including myself, it was like, we could do this in a day? All right, let's do it. So would I go back to it? I don't know if I'd go back. I may do it just to reminisce, or if it ever would come to an end with me being up on the roof, I may do a 3-day thing. I would never say never on it, but that's how it came to be. And you're right. We've been able to collect as much money in 1 day as we did in 3 days back in the day. So hope I answered your question.
All right. Well, thanks for the call. Again, Dennis Siddall is our guest today. Our number to call, 219-362-0522. Give us a text message if you wish as well. The Deserving Christmas Children's Shopping Tour, the Roofsit. Again, next Friday from 5 a.m. until 6 p.m. Dennis will be on the roof here broadcasting or encouraging people to come on down and give money to the deserving children. You're almost at $1 million total, right, Dennis, over the past 23 years?
Yeah, we were talking about this before we came on, and I said, that just doesn't sound right. And I don't have all the figures. I would have to get with our secretary and treasurer and ask her, hey, what do you show for the records going back? Because the first year that we did this, we only raised $17,000, which was a shock. I didn't think we'd even get that, But if we average, because there were a few years there, we were averaging $55,000 in over a 3-day course. And so I took it just before we came on here, just out of curiosity. If we average, which pretty much do, around 45,000, I went on the high end. It's probably closer to 42 or 43. That was what, 990,000, I said, that we had raised if we averaged 45,000. But I'm going to have to check. But we are very close to raising $1 million. And I said this the other day, Stan, I'd like to know how many kids we have taken shopping. That's my number. That's the one I want more than anything.
Yeah, because you guys are trying to take, as many as 100 kids, perhaps?
No, 600 last year.
600?
Yeah.
Wow.
It covers the whole
smokes.
county. Michigan City, Tri-Township, Westville, New Prairie, LaPorte, I already said Michigan City, La Crosse, Tri-Township, sorry, South Central, there we go. And that happens through the teachers of each school and the counselors and the principals. They're the ones that take the name or gives the names of the children that need things, and with us it's clothing, obviously, number one thing. Kids have got to buy clothing, all right? Too many times I've talked to too many teachers where kids have come in and they have said, listen, this child has a windbreaker for a winter coat, or this child only has tennis shoes and they've got, holes in them and they need help. That's the whole idea behind this. And with the help of the LaPorte County Association of Realtors, between us two and at the time, LaPorte JCs, the three of us were the ones that were taking the kids shopping, but there was a committee for that through the JCs. Once the JCs disbanded here in LaPorte, then there was another group that came in, mainly of the realtors, the big thing, and they turn around and they have taken, and they're the ones that are in charge of the shopping tour. Well, I just go in and myself and my vice president, Carrie Campbell, we go pay for the shopping. But I like to get there early enough to see the kids and have them show me what they got. And as I've said before, it's something just like you. You had the two boys, and the boys never went without. They always were, and same with my kids, took it for granted until this came about. And now when I see kids that are grinning and excited to show me, a package of underwear or their new boots or a new dress or whatever, and I mean, they're grinning from ear to ear. And yeah, they get a toy or two. Most of the toys come out of the pockets of the chaperones who take the kids shopping, because what we've spent on kids at $150 each child, it isn't cutting it anymore. And this year we want to raise that figure up, if we can, by another 25 to take the kids shopping, so they've got plenty of money, and so that they can get a toy or two for Christmas too.
Okay, yeah, that's great. Somebody sent us a text message. They're saying, it's always great to hear positive stories about LaPorte. Thank you, Dennis, for doing what you do. I hope the people who are on the receiving end of your dedication to the community appreciate all you do.
Well, thank you. And it's just not me. I'm the one with the mouth, and I love to talk. That's it. I get it all the time from other people that, are appreciative, and I'm very appreciative of you. And as I've said on the air, and I'll say it all the time, on the air, off the air, it's you, it's us. We do this as a team. I call them my little elves, and those are the people that work the hardest during Roofsit. I'm here to tell you, the people that are on the street, as Stan mentioned, when you come and donate, if you could tell them thank you for what they're doing, because they're out there standing. They're out there facing everybody. They're out there fixing the food, selling the tickets for the raffle, the pies, and all that. They're the ones that are doing the legwork of everything. And then the listeners, the listeners, are part of this team as well, because without your money, this would not happen. And like I said, we have nothing to hide. We want to make sure we make the kids' Christmas something special. And the other thing that makes me happy, and I get a big grin on my face, is when I see young adults now that come to me and say, I want you to know that, I want to donate because you helped my parents and helped me out when I was a kid. And it's like, that's what it's about, and now they're coming in and they're donating and helping the next generation of kids that we hope that, we will be able to handle and take. That's what we want to do. So it's awesome. And I'm hooked with I'm blessed with a great group of people on our board of directors and the listeners and the community of LaPorte County.
Hey, somebody wants to know, are you having Colts tickets to raffle off again? And the answer is yes.
Yes, we are. We have, and I'll break the news to you today. Not only do we have 2 tickets for the Indianapolis Colts and the Las Vegas Raiders game on October the 5th down at Lucas Oil Stadium, we've got 4 tickets. We're going to have 2 winners this year.
Wow.
Lower level seating, thanks to the Colts. I'm telling you, we're excited. Normally we get 2. Colts came in with 4 this year. So we will have 2 winners, and all 4 seats are together. And they're $10 a piece. You can stop by the radio station during regular business hours, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday. Except for this coming Monday because of Labor Day. But you're more than welcome to come up here, purchase the tickets. I carry tickets with me. Also, I know the board of directors will be making their way here, or I'm going to be dropping them off. But I do know that Jenny Alexander and Adam Hannon both have tickets on them. So if you see either one of them, ask them, hit them up for the tickets. Like I said, they're $10 a piece. Again, proceeds going to the kids, and there's 2 winners this year, not just 1.
All right.
So thanks to the Indianapolis Colts for that. Really
all right, that's
it.
great. Yeah, no kidding. Somebody sent another text message saying Dave Sudlow used to raise a lot of money during Roofsit with the go-kart racing years ago.
That is true. Dave was and has been, still to this day, our biggest donor to the Roofsit, and it was because of the go-kart races that he would put together, and we always had a good time with that. Dave is still involved with us, usually the day of. That's when we get Dave. Right now, him and I are working behind the scenes on something else that, bless his heart, he's the one that suggested this next adventure that we might be doing, and I'm working on. But, Dave Sudlow is the one that came in, has been the biggest donor ever with us over the years. I mean, Dave would come in with, $30,000. on his own, between 20 and 30 grand on the average. Yeah. So, nobody's top Dave. Now, do I put the challenge out there? I dare somebody to come in with a $20,000 check. Let's see, or 21. You got to beat Dave. We'll say a low end of 20, and we would love that. So, not afraid to ask, Dan.
That's great. Yeah, that's a lot of money. That's for sure.
It is.
Wow, that's really cool. All right, well, give us a call, 362-0522. We're talking about the Roofsit, which will be next Friday, 5 a.m. until 6 p.m. A lot of fun things happen during that period of time Dennis is on the roof. He talked about earlier about people making food. Lunch is going to be served. The ladies from Pioneer Land, they'll be baking pies and other things going on as well. We can talk about that after this quick commercial break. Stay with us.
It's the beginning of apple season at Garwood's. Honeycrisp apples are now available in Garwood U-Pick, along with several other apple varieties. Peach U-Pick will continue through September 1st, along with peppers, tomatoes, eggplant, and berries. Draft horse wagon rides to Garwood U-Pick are available every weekend, while tractor-drawn wagon rides into the Garwood Orchard are available every day. Bring the family and enjoy the fall-like weather this week at Garwood's. Right now in Garwood Farm Market, apple cider, the famous Garwood apple donuts, caramel apples, along with canning tomatoes, Garwood peaches, and much, much more. Plus, Garwood's is your Mums headquarters with all the sizes and colors of mums, along with sunflowers and hanging mum baskets. And coming soon, fall ornamentals. Garwood's, farming the same land in LaPorte County since 1831. Open 7 days a week from 9 to 6. U-Pick closes at 5. And Garwood's will be open regular hours on Labor Day. Garwood's on 50 South past Pinola, GarwoodOrchard.com.
It's your home for Slicer Sports and 96.7 The Eagle. Don't miss a single down from Slicers football live on air with us. Whether we're on the road or home at Kiwanis Field, you can catch every touchdown and exciting moment with Slicers football live every week this season on 96.7 The Eagle. Sponsored by MC Doors, Raymond and Spence Insurance, Michiana Insurance Services, Edward Jones, Salisbury and Spence, Giggles Boutique, Flanagan Tire, Lakeside Auto Works, Child Support Division of LaPorte County Prosecutor's Office, Keller Limestone Services, Pavey Excavating at Stoneyard, Madison Motors, Steve Seiler State Farm, Cannon's Automotive Service, and Birdine Auto Body. Go Slicers!
With so many things going on around the area, it's hard to keep up with this or that taking place, especially when the weekend arrives and you're looking for something to do and all of a sudden you forgot. Well, not anymore. Let us introduce you to the Weekend Entertainment Guide. Heard every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday right here. We'll list your nonprofit event on the air for everyone to hear. Also, we'll list it on our website at hometownnewsnow.com for others to see. Just visit hometownnewsnow.com, click on the Submit tab, and fill out the form and contact us for payment as we take credit or debit cards. It's the Weekend Entertainment Guide, Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays here and hometownnewsnow.com.
Michiana weather.
A mix of clouds and sun this afternoon with highs around 69. Lows around 47 tonight. From the Weather Center at hometownnewsnow.com. I'm meteorologist Paul Trombley. Right now, 66.
What are you waiting for? The lines are open on Sound Off. Text or dial your questions now to 362-0522. That's 362-0522. Now, back to LaPorte County's original social media. Sound Off on 96.7, The Eagle.
And welcome back to Sound Off on this Friday. Dennis Siddall is our guest today. We're talking about the 23rd annual Roofsit, which is coming up next Friday, right here on 96.7 The Eagle. Dennis will be on the roof broadcasting from 5 a.m. until 6 p.m., encouraging people to come on down to the radio station and donate to the Deserving Children's Christmas Shopping Tour. And likewise, like I said, going into the break, lots of things are happening. Lots of fun things are happening while he's on the air. Ladies at Pioneer Land, they're bringing the pies to sell during the day. And, of course, they have lunch as well. So are you all ready? What's on the menu, Dennis? Tell us about the menu. I know a lot of times you have sloppy dogs and hamburgers, and they're grilling them right here at the radio station.
Well, we haven't done the smash burgers in a few years. Dave and Dan Thornberry both retired and sold the business, and I got them out here for 1 year, and that was it. And unfortunately, Dave's health isn't the greatest, and Dan's got another job, so I wish we could do the smash burgers with him. But we do have regular hot dogs. Debbie, my wife, is making the sloppy dog sauce, so you can have a regular hot dog or a sloppy dog or both. It doesn't matter to us. We've got chips. Thanks to Kevin, for example, today, dropped off some boxes of chips. Angie has brought in a box. I brought in a box. So, and then we've got chips, sloppy dogs or regular hot dogs. We got corn, thanks to Burek's Farms. They donated the corn on the cob, so we'll be selling that. We've also got water and pop or soda, however you want to call it. We've got 6 cases of water so far. We could probably use another 3 at the most, I would say, at this point. If anybody would like to donate any of the pop or sodas, that'd be awesome, too. We would appreciate it. I got to give a shout-out to the Moose Lodge over in Michigan City. They are this year's sponsor for our lunch. They approached us wanting to know if they could do it, and you betcha, and that money goes right to the kids, so we want to thank them. We are working on something else that may be for breakfast. I will know more about that hopefully by Tuesday. It's last minute that's turning around, but we're might try something new, another way of raising money. And then lunch is from 11 to 1. Thanks to Mark Schreiber and the LaPorte Park Department. They're going to provide the picnic benches for us so people can sit outside. And I've already told Wayne Mahar we got to have nice weather so that way people can enjoy their lunch sitting outside and meeting up. I put the challenge out to office, the bosses at the local offices or whatever. Why don't you buy your employees lunch that day? We'd love to have you come bring them down here, have lunch, or, we can sack it up for you. No pre-orders, but we can, get it and take care of you. Lisa Pierzakowski does it every year for her office staff at the Center Township Trustee's office in show of support of what this is all about. So that's what we've got for lunches right now. Never say never. We could always add something else. Every item is going to be $2 a piece. We had, again, like everything else, I think, we're what hot dog, chips, soda, corn on the cob, for $8. You go to a McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Culver's, whatever. Tell me what you can get for $8. All of that stuff or not, Yeah. So I think we've got a great deal for our listeners to come out. And again, all the proceeds going straight to the kids. So that's the main thing. And those sloppy dogs are to die for. That's my favorite part. Hey, let's take another phone call. Right. You're on Sound Off. Go right ahead.
I'm just I'm not talking about anything you guys are talking about right now. I just was wanting to bring up that, Kenco, I used to, some years ago, I used to go out to, I used to work at Maple Lane Standard there for Kessler's, and I used to see Kenco come pulling in his van, and sometimes have to fill him up sometimes. So, I was just wanting to know how come WCOE don't have like a Kenco Day to remember Kenco. That's a great question. That I'd have to bring up to the new owners. That's a great suggestion. Never gave that a thought. I mean, how many years did the Coes own the stations, years. Ken's dad, D-Co, started. That's a great question. I'll make a note of that, and I'll see what I can come up with. Thank you for the suggestion. Appreciate it. All right. Thanks for the call. I wonder if he's talking about that blue van I used to see Ken drive back in the 90s. Ken had multiple vans. Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, that was the big thing, those full-size vans of his. Yeah, those things were huge. Yeah, luxury vans. Yeah. Hey, somebody wants to know, are you going to have Kathy's Queen Throne out there? Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, Kathy Reese, bless her heart. Obviously, this will be a tough one because Joe won't be here. Kathy started out with the original, with us early in the Roofsit days, and then she had retired, and Joe stepped up, and so Kathy has come back to help out. I've asked her, and she said that she would. I forgot about the Queen Throne. I got to give credit where credit's due. Darren Toady made that, and we don't have that here anymore. So I don't know. Let me see what I can come up with. But that was Darren Toady's idea back in the day
Great question, though. Appreciate it.
Okay, great. Boy, I've said a couple of times, you guys have a lot of fun during the Roofsit. You've had some celebrities on the air in the past, right? Yeah. Tell us about that, some of the names.
Stan Maddox.
Oh, yeah, right.
I thought you were a celebrity. Oh, man. John,
didn't you have some Chicago Bulls players here one time?
Bears.
Bears.
We had Bears. We had former players of the Indianapolis Colts. The Bears, we had, can't remember who it was, and we also had he worked in the front office area. I can't think of his name, and I apologize. That's how many years ago it's been. But we did. We had somebody from the Bears. We had more people from the Colts. The Colts have been huge in our drive for raising money. Besides tickets, we've had former players. We've had the cheerleaders here before. We've had phone calls from former players also that I've been able to talk to and have on the air. So the Colts have been huge. John Records Landecker, those of you that listened back in the 70s on WLS, you remember John, and John was kind enough for a couple of years to come up here and spend some time with us. Ron Reed, Laportian, had Ron up here. Today, Ron would be spinning in his grave probably because him and I had the discussion about Pete Rose. And Ron, dead set, I'll never forget, he doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. He knew the rules. You don't bet, no matter whether you're a manager, you're a player. You signed the contract, and it's in there. And I'll never forget. That's the other station. I'll never forget that. Ron and like I said, I learned a lot because I didn't realize all that. So he was one. Sean Astin. A lot of you may not know this. Sean was actually, remember the go-kart rates that we were talking to Dave Siddall put on? If you remember back in the day, they drove the go-karts down Lincoln Way during the 4th of July parade.
Oh, wow.
Sean was in one of those go-karts for 2 years.
Wow.
And all he had to do is put the helmet on. He was driving all over LaPorte in that golf cart around here. So, but Sean Astin has been very kind to us, which I appreciate. We've had him on as well. Boy, I'm just trying to think who else at this point.
Yeah. You wonder if they're ever going to make another Rudy. Of course, Sean Astin, very famous for the movie Rudy. You wonder if they're ever going to do a Rudy 2 or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What would you do it? I mean, how would you come up with Rudy 2?
Right, right. He only played the
his
senior year for, 50 seconds or something like that, right? Well, let's take another call. You're on Sound Off. Oops.
They hung up. All right, sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, so top of my head, I'm sure there's other people I just don't remember. Usually when we get somebody that's a big name or whatever, it's a quick in and out with them, because they've got other things to do. But we're always striving to find somebody to talk to, whether it be through the phone or in person. We'd love to have them in person. And, maybe you never know. We might hear from the Colts. They may help us out again this year with a cheerleader or a former player. You don't know. I just, take it as it comes. And I'm very appreciative of their help for our cause here.
Okay. Somebody wants to know, how do they get a hold of Rowdy? I have a few words. I would like to have a few words of that man. Of course, Rowdy's
Rowdy Yates.
Rowdy Yates, yeah.
I don't have that information in front of me. The best thing you could do is call the business line at 219-362-6144. And I would say at this point, I'll send you to Matt at extension 210. And because even I don't have, how to get to him at this point. So, but yeah, try to help you out here.
Okay. I'll tell you what, let's take a quick commercial break. We'll come back and talk more after this.
Oh, hold on, Stan. I didn't set it up. We came back. My bad.
Yeah. You're multitasking.
I am. I'm running the board today, too. All right, we'll be back after this.
Coming to LaPorte Civic Auditorium Friday, October 10th, Tennessee Whiskey, a tribute to Chris Stapleton. Doors open at 6 with the Ultimate Eric Church Band taking the stage at 7. Get your early bird tickets, only $15 balcony seats until September 10th. Floor tables also available. Tennessee Whiskey, Friday, October 10th at the Civic. Get your tickets at the Civic box office or visit LaporteCivicAuditorium.com.
The area's largest garden center and stone yard is Smalls. Create a beautiful outdoor living space with Smalls' 30% off sale going on now. 30% off all plants, trees, shrubs, evergreens, and arborvitaes. Plus, Smalls' unique selection of outdoor living decor items are now also 30% off. Time to start planning your next project? Shop Smalls Stone Yard for the biggest selection of beautiful flagstone for your patio and walkway areas. Plus, Smalls has outcropping natural wall stone and fire pits for your landscaping needs. On sale in Smalls Garden Center, red, black, and brown mulch along with cedar mulch, hardwood mulch, log chips, and topsoil. At Smalls, you'll find a huge selection of decorative stone, wash stone, limestone, slag, and boulders. If you'd like someone else to do the work for you, no problem. Just ask Smalls to deliver and plant your purchase. Swing by and save with the 30% off sale going on now at Smalls Garden Center, Stone Yard, and Gift Shop. US 20 in LaPorte, open Monday through Saturday from 8 till 5, Sunday from 10 till 4.
Hello, everybody. I'm Craig Orndorff. On the next Weekend in the Country, a special edition of the show, we have all number ones. These were the records that topped the chart on the final week of August down through the years. We'll have hits from Ronnie McDowell, Eddie Rabbit, The Judds, Diamond Rio, George Strait, Ronnie Millsap, Crystal Gale, and many, many more. So come on by and listen to the number one memories on the next Weekend in the Country.
Weekend of the Country, Saturdays 8 to 10 on 96.7 The Eagle, sponsored by Robert Tillish Appliance.
Whoa, what happened to your garage? It's clean. You had enough rusty bikes and dead electronics to start a museum.
Well, Dynamic Meddling Recycling in Kingsbury called my crap scrap, and then they bought it all from me.
They bought all that crap?
Yeah, my scrap. Old lawnmower, busted water heater, even that box of tangled wires and old electronics. It all fits in my wallet as cash now.
I guess it's time to clean my garage and fill my wallet, too.
Turn your scrap into cash. Take it to Dynamic Metal Recycling, First Line Road in the Kingsbury Industrial Park, and you'll feel good that you did. Over 700 new and pre-owned vehicles at Autopark.com and Autopark Automotive in Sturgis, Bremen, LaPorte, and Plymouth. Autopark.com.
Thank you for tuning in to Sound Off. You can now text or email your questions directly to the studio. Call or text 362-0522 or email your questions to soundoff@967theeagle.com. This is Sound Off.
And welcome back to Sound Off on this Friday. Our guest today, Dennis Siddall, talking about the Roofsit, the 23rd annual Roofsit. That'll be next Friday from 5 a.m. until 6 p.m. Dennis will be on the roof broadcasting and encouraging people to show up and give right here outside the radio station. New thing this year, Dennis. Well, first of all, you guys have got a goal. You want to raise a minimum of $50,000 this year, and you're accepting debit and credit cards for the very first time. That might help reach that fundraising goal, huh?
Yeah, we've had issues of trying to get one of those to work, for us, and people have been asking for the last couple of years, especially. And finally, thanks to Kerry Campbell, who stepped up and went above the mile and beyond to get this. We, on the day of the Roofsit, a week from today, according to her, we're going to be able to accept debit and credit cards. Once I get more information, I'll pass it on to everybody. But yes, that is going to be the big thing this year. And I apologize. I was hoping that we would have had this a couple of years ago. But, hey, things happen. But we're finally catching up with the times, I'd like to think.
All right. Yeah, nowadays, if you're going to raise some money, you got to have those things that take the debit cards and the credit cards.
Right.
It helps a whole lot.
Right.
And, of course, we've mentioned before, ladies at Pioneerland, they'll be providing freshly baked pie. How many pies this year? Any idea?
I don't know until the day of, believe it or not. These ladies come in and do a fantastic job. And as you have seen before, Stan, we have a line of people waiting to start purchasing those pies at 4 o'clock. And that'll be the same time this year, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, next Friday. And they're gone. I mean, well over 3/4. We might have 4 or 5 that are left over. And then you'll hear me say, hey, well, I've got this flavor, this flavor, this flavor. Come and get them right now. And then people will come in. But every year, they're gone. Every year. And, wow, you've got me. I can't remember how many we've averaged or what they bring in. But it's quite a few. And these ladies do this on their own time. Their own pockets, to buy the ingredients and the fruits and whatever. They do this by hand. Nothing store-bought. It is all fresh stuff, and it's fantastic because Debbie and I try to grab a couple of pies ourselves every year because it's very, very good. So I encourage everybody to get out here, and we'll start selling at 4 o'clock on Friday afternoon.
Okay. You know the pies are good if they're made by people who work Pioneer Land.
Yeah, that's right. That is very true. Very true.
Hey, somebody has a suggestion here.
Okay.
They're saying get Meatball to cut off his beard to raise money for the kids.
Derek, you have to ask him that. If he's willing to do it. I don't think we'll get him to do it, but you never know. Never say never. But I have to ask Meatball.
All right. That might be difficult, but hey, who knows?
That's right.
All righty. So once again, the roof set coming up next Friday, 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. Dennis will be on the roof, encouraging people to donate to the Deserving Children's Christmas Shopping Tour. Once again, don't forget 4 Colts tickets to raffle off and lots of other things happening as well. So we'll just have to wait and see. I guess some of these things... they'll happen if they happen, right? It'll be a surprise.
Yes. Yeah. We're like I said, we're working on a couple of things right now, and I hope to get wrapped up very soon. One of them I'm hoping to get wrapped up this afternoon, and the other one no later than Wednesday of next week. I'd like to make it sooner, but we'll see what happens. But, to recap real quick, 23rd Annual Roof Set coming up a week from today. I'll be up on the roof starting at 5 a.m. We go until 6. Of course, at 6:45, we'll have Slicer football as Valparaiso will be in town that evening. So, but we've got our lunch from 11 to 1. We've got the Pioneer Ladies and their pies starting at 4 o'clock. And as Stan just mentioned, we do have raffle tickets, $10 a piece. We're going to have 2 winners this year. Normally it's 1, but this year we've got 2 winners. Each winner will receive a pair of tickets to watch the Colts take on the Las Vegas Raiders down at Lucas Oil Stadium on October the 5th. You can stop by the radio station during regular business hours, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, and purchase your tickets. Or if you see me, ask me. I've got some with me. Or at this point, Jenny Alexander and Adam Hannon also have tickets for that. So, Stan, how many pies and how many tickets? And you're buying lunch. So, you want cash? You're going to pay by cash or debit card when I hit you up?
I'll pay cash.
Okay. All right.
I'll make sure I have some singles in my wallet.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yep. So anyway, I just ask everybody, Stan, if you can help out. It doesn't matter if it's $1, $10, $100, $1,000, whatever you can donate. We are a nonprofit organization, by the way, and every dime counts. Every dime goes to the kids. Our minimum this year is $50,000. We want to raise the limit of the kids of what they get to spend Christmas shopping in December to $175 per child. Take that times 600 kids, and you'll have the figure that we need to come up with, along with the LaPorte County Association of Realtors, because they are a huge part of this with us. They really are. Matter of fact, they started before we did. They were helping out the JCs, and we've all combined, and we do all of us are doing a fantastic job. So we appreciate, and I just want to thank everybody for your thoughts, prayers, and donations, and all that good stuff, and I hope to see you next Friday.
All right. We'll be tuning in for sure. Once again, the roof set next Friday, 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. Thanks a lot to Dennis for coming on Sound Off today. Just a reminder, on Labor Day, Monday, the office will be closed and no Sound Off. So just wanted to pass along that information. Well, that's it. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next time on Sound Off. Until then, bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us and voicing your opinion on this edition of Sound Off.
Oh, hey!
The views expressed on Sound Off are those of the host or callers and do not represent the opinion of 96.7 The Eagle, Spoon River Media, LLC, or the sponsors. Sound Off airs live every Monday and Friday, immediately following Update 12 News, and is available online after the show is over under the podcast menu at hometownnewsnow.com. Mark your calendar and join us again for the next edition of Sound Off, right here on 96.7 The Eagle.